Hello and good morning to you this Saturday morning at 10:15, 30th of November 2024. So this morning I want to talk about flow. Flow like water, Bruce Lee used to say. Now that principle, flow like water, is utilized extensively in martial arts, boxing as well. It's no good going one punch, two punch, three punch. It's got to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, flowing, flowing all the time, flowing, 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 flowing. But I want to talk about this in self-defense situations. Now, I have talked about this extensively on other videos. Self-defense and street fighting are two different animals. They are far away from the east, is from the west. I don't want to go back over street fighting because that's been dealt with in a different video. Ultimately, before we get started, I just want to talk to you about self-defense is using your mind, about being clever. If you're not there, the art of not be there, how can you be subject to a vicious assault? If you know pub A is bad or nightclub A is bad, why go there? For what reason? Because everyone else goes there. Well, you've got to use your head, you've got to use your mind and think, I'm not going to go to pub A, I'm not going to go to nightclub A, I'm going to go to pub B, just a little bit down the road, which is better class of people, if you like. And nightclub B, a bit more expensive to get in, but the security staff there, the door staff know what they're doing. Self-defense is ultimately about not being there. We've then talked in the past about self-defense where you could be going out for a business meeting, right? And you go into an area to try and park your car. The plan of action was in the NCP car park, which is completely chock-a-block full. You're now getting late for your appointment, so you park up a side street, back street, which is unlit. You take a chance, and that is when you have suddenly increased your risk of being attacked. So it's all about using situational awareness, okay? The art of not being there. And also, if you've got the opportunity to talk down, to talk it down, to run away. But what about the situations when you can't run away? What about the situations where you cannot talk it down? Now you're in a pickle, aren't you? Because what happens if that person, I'm 6'1", 14 stone. So what happens if that person that's going to attack me is 17 stone, 6'5"? In colour training, which I am currently training, and I think I've found my niche. It's hard training, but I think I've found my niche. One of the most sensiblest formats of combat I think I've come across. So you've adopted all those things that we just talked about. Now you're there in that situation. The first thing to do is, what do you want? What do you want? What is it you want? You don't want to be screwing them out. You want to be looking at probably their chest level area. What is it you want? What is it you want? What is it you want? If you're a young female, if you're a female, then there's every likelihood that they want to get you to a secondary location to rape you. And things can, the MO of it all can change, because that's the last thing you want to do, is be compliant and let them take you off to a secondary location. So we're getting there with this principle of flow. How would I deal with somebody 18 stone, 6'5", that has pulled out a knife and they are got every intention of using it, every intention? Reasonability doesn't come into their genre, this potential attacker. Not only do they want to rob you of any money you've got, watches you've got on, anything, what's in the bag, let's have that, but they want to hurt you as well, because they're nasty individuals. You are on a slippery wicket. I would be under and on a slippery wicket. All bets are off. You're now fighting for your life to stay alive. You're not interested in what the judicial system might or might not do to you a little bit later on the line. Your ulterior motive, which in actual fact, I think the CPS would have a very uphill struggle trying to get you before the courts in a situation like that. Your ulterior motive is you're fearing for your safety now. An attacker much bigger and stronger than you, even younger than you, has presented themselves in front of you. You're going to do anything and everything to stop that threat. And you have to do it with the principle of water flowing into each technique to technique. So, for example, now I'm only a novice, and I really, I guess, maybe shouldn't be sort of saying about colour, but in that situation which I just described, you're still attempting to talk it down. You're saying, please. Your shoulders go up like this, and you curl around. Not so I'm looking at you like that. That's the camera there. I'm looking at you like that. Please look, right? Look, I've got family at home. Come on, man. If you want money, I've got money for you. You can have it. I won't give you no trouble. I won't give you no trouble. I promise you, I won't give you no trouble. At which stage, the only chance that you've got is to jump in and get hold of the free moving arm, because this is the thing that could kill you. This is the thing that could take your life. So you've got to neutralize that. When I say be like water, flow like water, what does the rocks do? Have you ever been to the cliff edge and bang? What are they doing? I went to Tenby in West Wales, and I saw the waves crashing again, passion straight into the rocks with ferocity. That's where you've gone from here. Please look. Please. I've got money. You can have your money, all right? Look, you can have this watch on. Take everything. But please don't hurt me. Please just let me get home safely to my family, please. And it's bam! I'm sitting down purposefully because I want to restrict the because I'm still learning. But you're square on, you side on in, bam, and you would launch in with everything you had as hard as you could, straight in. That's the water smashing against the rocks with aggression and then it needs to be like an undercurrent coming round and wheedling your way round like an anaconda, getting hold of the free moving arm. Left-handed, the free moving arm. The free moving arm. The free moving arm. The free moving arm. Neutralizing it. Neutralizing it. You haven't got enough time to go, what's up? Straight in the eyes, what's it like that? And you think that that's what you got. Yeah, you haven't got enough time. It's a blink of an eye and it's gone straight through your ribcage into your heart and killed you instantaneously. You haven't got enough time. All bets are off. So you've got to go for it and get hold of that free moving arm and then do the damage. So it's that this is how I see it, the flow movement, crashing in like the most powerful format of water that you can have. Whatever you think is the most powerful. I think the crashing in of the waves, the bashing in of the waves, how it can just erode over hundreds of years. Cliff edge faces, power of water, bang! You cannot stop it. It's an unstoppable force. So that bam in there. Then the anaconda flow, the undercurrent. You see it a lot in rivers, don't you? Because don't go swimming out in that. Because if the undercurrent gets you, bang, you've gone under and that's it. You're finished. You're dead. You drown. The bash in. Be like water, it says. Bruce Lee says, be like water. Bash in the ever-changing water into the anaconda strength. In the blink of an eye, the flash of lightning. Don't stand there and admire your work and say, I've got the bugger now. Because if you're 5'2" and they're 17 stone, 6'5", they're going to say, yeah, well, what's all this all fucking well doing? And just lift you up off the floor. And I've seen that happen. So it's got to be in the flash of an eye, in the blink of an eye, in the flash of lightning. Bam! Now you start to do the damage badly in any way you can. Bite on the chest, bite on the neck, bite on the cheek, bite on the ear, bite on the nose. Anything, anything, copulate it, coupled with, if you can get into the groin, bang, kneeing into the groin, kneeing into the groin, kneeing into the groin, kneeing into the groin. Not worrying about anything, just doing, being like water. Now it's flowing. The techniques are flowing. The aggression is flowing. You are like water, unstoppable. You're like that tsunami. You've gone from the crashing in of waves into that undercurrent anaconda storm, into now the tsunami where you're techniques of flowing into flowing into flowing into flowing into flowing into flowing into flowing with devastating consequences. You're headbutting on the temple. You're spitting. You're biting. You don't care if you bite the whole of the ear off. You don't care. You're flowing, flowing, flowing until kneeing into the groin, stamping on the feet. Anything you can do to you feel that blink of weakness in your attacker, where there's a path of up, pink, and then now you're beginning to take control. They might still well have a weapon. Now you take them down. And I know what people say, I don't ever go down to the ground in the street because well, I tell you what, even the most experienced colour instructors, exponents of colour excellence would have a terrible problem with a multiple attack. Multiple assailants, all bigger than you, all in a dark place with dark hoodies on, with hoodies up, each with daggers or machetes or whatever. Come on. Something might happen whereby they hear sirens come in and the gang runs off. But you must be realistic and think you are in a bad pickle if it's multiple attacks. So you take this assailant down in tsunami style. They're beginning, you need them straight up. You got it straight underneath their wedding tackle. Hard, bam, bam, bam. You are going into a frenzy yourself now. This is the power of water. It's flowing aggressively. It's like that flood water, that tsunami. It is flowing and it ain't stopping until it stops. You understand me? There'll be a point when you would just feel the resistance of your attacker dissipate, and that's when you pull them down. You step back, pulling them down, still controlling this attacking arm, because they could still have the knife, and you take them down, and then you go back into the current strength, the tsunami strength, back into the current strength now, the whirlpool current strength, where you whip round, you pop their shoulder out. Now you can wrench that shoulder joint out from its socket. All the time your voice is right by their ear, shouting into their ear, biting on their ear, headbutting them on the temple. Give me that, draw that knife, draw that knife, draw that knife. The undercurrent, when they drop the knife, push your arm out of the way, you get up onto your feet and you instruct them to stay down, which I think they probably would do. And they stay down on the floor. You look all around 360 degrees with the knife now still in your hand. You have now possession of the knife now. You are in control. And the water becomes calm. Like the mill pond, when you go on holiday and you go out and you look at that sea, look, I'm going to have a little dip. And you go into the sea and do leisurely a little breaststroke, and it's like a mill pond. The principle of flowing like water. That's where it's at, my friends. The other thing is, you're doing all this training, you're doing all this road work, you're doing all this bag work, you're doing all this weight training, right? And you're still gassing. What's going on there? Why are you gassing? You know you're not unfit. You know that you can do 3 miles hilly cross country in let's just give you a realistic time. You can do it in under half an hour. You know you're not. You know you are not out of condition. You know that. You know you're fit enough and you know you're strong enough. But during training, you are still gassing. And then your instructor's on your feet, go again. You're like a teddy bear. You're like a marshmallow. You've gone, you're finished, you're done. Because of tension, my friends. Because of tension. Because you're stressed out. Of course you're going to be stressed out if somebody's got a knife. You've tried every ploy in the book to avoid it going physical. But you're now beginning to realise you haven't got any option at all. No option at all. And you want to get home. Your ulterior motive is to get home. Just to neutralise this fucking thing, this threat, and get home safely to your loved ones. So of course you're going to be stressed. But it's the levels of stressness that will make you gas, because your adrenal glands are the glands that where it all happens, where it gives you that fight or flight syndrome, where it will release noradrenaline, where it will release cortisol. Now, a lot of people shudder when they hear cortisol, but cortisol is actually good. Because if you are hurting yourself and you're not feeling pain, then you could cause damage. I'm thinking of burns or something like that. If you put your hand, which you wouldn't do, but if you put your hand on an electric hob and just left it there, it's just going to burn your skin. You might be like, I am tough. I am in Zen-like. I take the pain. Well, that's foolhardiness, because once you lift it off, you've now got burnt, damaged skin. So cortisol is good to have, because it's hang on a minute, take it off, you bolly. Water, water, water. So cortisol is good. It's not the enemy. But too much of it will just have deleterious effects. Deleterious effects. So yes, in true combative self-defense, when it goes physical situations, yes, you've got to do it at full speed, full aggression. But it's no good doing that, really and truly, is it, if you haven't got the techniques in your head, is it? Because, yes, in the situation, real life situation, you will probably louse up. Hence why I said just the elite 7% will survive. I'm sorry to say this, but will survive a very cold-blooded knife attack. Sorry to say that. 93 people out of 100 are going to succumb or be very, very seriously injured. We want to be in the 7%. I understand all about that. You have to test it, pressure test it, pressure test it, pressure test it. But you also have to be able to do it. So you can do it blindfold. So you can do it in the blink of an eye. Reverse blink, open the eye, attack. With flow. Again, 1,000 times you do the technique, one technique, with flow, with flow, with flow, with flow. And you will become a master, my son. you will become a master. But what I'm saying is, think of it like this, as a driving test. One of the most hardest things I had when I was learning was doing that reversing around a corner. I had, it was a girlfriend's nan who was a driving instructor. So I was a bit with her and that. And I just used to drive it round. She said, "You're not reversing round the corner correctly." I said, "Well, I have. I've just reversed. We're going that way now. We're turning right, aren't we?" No, she says. No, you will not pass. You will fail. The examiner will fail you if you do that. It's got to be, 2 feet away around. And then they're saying, looking about in the bit in the windscreen and all this, lining this bit up and all that. Malarkey. You do it once, you get it once right. Again. Do it again. Again. Do it again. Again, and again. You could spend the whole lesson doing it. Reverse around again, and again, and again, and again, and again. That is becoming what is known as conscious. You go from consciously unskilled, right, into consciously skilled, which is going as you're going around. That's it. Look at the mark on the windscreen. You're going like that. Better. Feed the steering wheel around. That's right. Now I can do it. Not a problem. I don't have to look at anything. I could just feel. The last stage is unconsciously skilled, and that's what you want for these devastating self-defense techniques when it's gone physical and you've had no choice. Remember the beginning of the video and the other videos, watch them, right? Because I advocate that. That is the only way you will have any chance whatsoever of beating a larger or stopping the threat of a much larger assailant that wants to hurt you badly. You must take this on board, that you have to learn flow. Be like water. Does water represent weakness? Very sadly, historically, we hear water brought down the Titanic. Very sadly, we hear of very strong swimmers succumbing to water. So water is not weak. Water can kill or it can heal. You wash a wound. What do you wash it with? Water, initially. Then you might put the antiseptic cream and all the rest of it on it. Water quenches our thirst. But a hot, scalding, highly sugared water thrown into the face will stick and burn the skin off the face. To be like water is not to be a weakling. It is to incorporate the principle of water and the ever-changing attributes of water, of how you have the only chance of beating a bigger assailant in a situation where it's going to go physical and you've tried everything to stop it. Okay, so thanks for listening. Please bear this in mind. Listen, if you want to drop me any comments about what you reckon, whether you agree with me or you think I'm talking a load of old trollop, please put them in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. I really would. And like and subscribe would be great. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your time. Have a great weekend. Keep safe. Thanks for listening. Ciao.